Good morning, afternoon, or evening. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to Mr. Morrow's Algebra 2 class. All right, guys, we're going to start straight up going over the questions that I wanted you to do on your own. So this will really let you know if you're understanding or if you're not. So if you're not understanding it, please, that's why we're going over this, ask questions. It's the only way we can learn. So first off, what's the first thing I ask you, or rather I taught you to do when you're trying to solve a radical? What's the first thing I want to do, sir? Thank you, sir. You want to isolate the radical. How do I do that here, gentlemen? Sir, you darn right. Beautiful. Well done. You're going to add 4, y'all. So I've got the cube root of 3x plus 1 equals negative 2. Does everybody see that? Now, I want you to be aware of something. This is a cube root. Cube roots can be negative. Okay? If this was a square root, you would stop immediately right now. Because the square root of a number is never going to give you a negative 2. Okay? Yes, sir. You would put, at this point, no solution. Thank you, my brother. But that's neither here nor there because it is a cube root. I just wanted to bring that up. Okay? So how do I get rid of that radical now, y'all? Yes, sir. Fantastic. I love your vocabulary. You're going to cube both sides. Well done, sir. I was testing you guys. No, thank you. That is a cube. Yes, thank you. So what happens when you cube a cube root? Fuagada, they're gone. 3x plus 1 equals sklapink. Done. Now, subtract that 1. 3x equals negative 9. That perfect. Thank you. Heck yeah. Bam. Now we got to plug it back in and just make sure it works. Excellent. But 99% of the time, when it's a cube root, it's going to work because you can have negatives. But yes. So 3 times negative 3 is negative 9 plus 1 is negative 8. Cube root of negative 8? No, it's not 2. It's negative 2. Negative 2 minus 4, negative 6. Ding dong, the witch is gone. Good job. Does that make sense, y'all? Now, does that feel good to know that you did it correctly? Good. That feeling, take hold of that. Cherish that feeling because that's what drives you to succeed. Okay, how about here? What do I do? Actually, who wants to come up and do it? Come on, live on camera. Let's go. Come on. But you better make sure you know what you're doing. Yes or no? Are you confident? Who's confident? Let's go. I believe in you. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, people at home, this is one of my students, so please do not judge. This young man is trying, and so far he's trying very hard and in the right direction. Good job. He's going to isolate that radical, guys. Mortal, there's no radical. Yeah, remember, there's an exponential, there's a fractional exponent, which means it's a radical, okay? Okay, wait. No, I'm so proud of you. He had said, let's just go over what he said, just to go over the vocabulary misuse, not to be a jerk, okay, but to help you. Give me a little knuckle bump. There you go. He's helping us right now with his mistakes. So I thank him. He said multiply by 1/3. First of all, no. You would raise to a power. You're not multiplying, but you're not going to raise it to the 1/3, my man. If you raise it to the 1/3, 1/3 times 1/3, it gives me 1/9, and I haven't done anything but complicated my exponent. What you're going to do is you're going to raise it to the reciprocal. You're going to raise it to the 3rd power. Because 1/3 times 3 is 1. That cancels out with that guy. Now you've got this situation right here, and I'll let you run with that. Good job, kid. Yes? No, I did cube it. He said to raise it to the 1/3. You don't raise it to the 1/3. You cube it because when you cube it, 1/3 times 3 is going to be 1. You multiply by the reciprocal. Thank you, my brother. Does that make sense to everybody? You're on fire, kid. You're on fire, kid. Good job. There you go. Excellent. Give me 5. Good job. Good job. Does that make sense here, guys? Okay, wait, let me see here. When you cube, you got 2x minus 3. 3 cubed is 27. You add 3, that's 30. No, divide by 2 is 15. This is fantastic. It's beautiful. You went 3 squared. That's how you may have gotten that. Good. Thank you, guys. Does that make sense? All right. Let's do this. And then we went to, okay, these are the ones that are a little bit more difficult. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to do C for you. Okay? And let's just really just take our time. All right? Just take your time. Okay. When we're doing this, please do not square it now. You do not want to square that. That is going to become a very ugly polynomial. Do not do that. Also, do not do that and fall for the most common mistake I see. Oh, this is 2x plus 1 now minus an x plus 4. Because the 2 goes here and here, right, Moro? No, wrong. No, wrong. Completely wrong. That's completely wrong. Completely wrong. Please do not do that. Now, what you do is you isolate one of the radicals. I don't care which one you want to isolate. Me personally, I'm going to go ahead and isolate this. I'm going to isolate the 2x plus 1. I'm going to add square root of x plus 4 to both sides. So I have now the square root of 2x plus 1 equals the square root of x plus 4 plus 1. I'm not being sarcastic. Does everyone see that? You have to isolate one of the radicals. Yes. It does not matter, but why would you keep it negative? Right? Try to keep things positive, but no, it does not matter, sir. Thank you, my brother. Now, how do I get rid of a radical? Square both sides. Okay, so this is 2x plus 1. I'm going to do this in red because it's the number one thing not to do. Most people are going to go, oh, I distribute this. Oh, so this is x plus 4 plus 1. Yay! No, wrong. That is wrong. That's wrong, 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 wrong. No, no, no. Okay? Do not do that, guys. Like, for real. That is wrong. Like, completely wrong. What this is a binomial that's being squared. So this equals, no, we're doing it in the correct, so let's, green for go. Yes, this is yes. This is the square root of x plus 4 plus 1 times the square root of x plus 4 plus 1. That's what that means. And then you have to FOIL, or by now, hopefully some of you have already learned the perfect square format. Hopefully. But I'm going to do it long way first. What's square root of x plus 4 times square root of x plus 4? X plus 4. What is square root of x plus 4 times 1? 1 square root of x plus 4. What's 1 times square root of x plus 4? 1 square root of x plus 4. And then what's 1 times 1? Okay, 1. You see that there? Okay. Or you could have done this. First term squared x plus 4. There's a plus there, so plus 2 times the first times the second. 2 square root of x plus 4 plus second term squared. Bam. That's the better way. That's the quicker way. It's the easier way. But you can do it either way. I don't care if you do it long or not. Remember, 1 square root of x plus 4 plus another square root of x plus 4. That's what gave me the 2 square root of x plus 4. Because you can add like radicals. You add their coefficients. Now from here, guys, we're still far from done. I'm sorry, that's the way it goes. But let's clean up as much as we can. We have 2x plus 1 equals. I have x plus 5 plus 2 square root of x plus 4. Moro, why don't you add these two together? They're not like terms. You cannot. Those are not like terms. You cannot. Okay, now I want to get this radical here alone, right? Because we're back to a radical equation now. Yes, sir, my brother. Very good, my brother. Thank you, kid. So to get that radical alone once again, I'm going to subtract x and I'm going to subtract 5 to both sides. Oh, that's an x. Okay. So this is an x. So 2x minus x is x. 1 minus 5 is negative 4. That equals 2 square root of x plus 4. I'm going to stop right here and let you guys digest. Let you guys ask questions before I continue forward, because I want to make sure that you know what you're doing for real. Yes? Okay. Now, I want to isolate the x. So how do I get rid of that radical? Beautiful. This is x squared minus 8x plus 16. Remember, first term squared, right? There's a minus, so minus first times second times 2 plus second term squared. This is going to equal 4 times x plus 4. This is x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals 4x plus 16. Subtract the 4x, subtract the 16, subtract the 4x, subtract the 16. X squared minus 12x, 16's cancel, equals 0. I can factor out an x, which gives me x minus 12 equals 0. 0 product property, x equals 0, and x minus 12 equals 0. So x equals 0 and 12. Please, please, please talk to me. It's a long process, but talk to me. Yes. Yeah, we're going to check now, but before we check, let's first talk to me. Okay, I lost you where, Papa? Thank you. Uh-huh. Here in this part right here, I subtracted the 4x and I subtracted the 16, right, to get the 0. So I was left with this guy right here. Now I factor out a GCF. I factor out a GCF of x. And then it's a 0 product property. Yes, sir. Come again? Okay, where did I get this? From here, guys. X minus 4 squared equals x minus 4 times x minus 4. Apparently, you're going to have to go the long way because you guys are being hard-headed with learning the easy way. So you want to go the long way. X times x is x squared, brothers, minus 4x plus 16. Negative 4x minus another 4x gives me that negative 8x, sir. Or you could learn the property that I've been teaching you for about 2 months now. And that property is first term squared. That's x squared. There's a minus here, so minus 2 times the first term times the second term. That would be minus 8x. Plus the second term squared, which would be the 16. Thank you so much for your honesty, sir. What else, boys, before I check? So this was a lot of skills in one question. Yes, welcome to math. I'm going to do D, but I first have to check, and I'm trying to make sure that everyone understands first. I'm not trying to rush things. Does everyone understand, my brothers? Okay, now let's check. So when x is 0, what's the square root of 1? 1. Okay. When x is 0, what's the square root of 4? What's 1 minus 2? No. 1 minus 2 equals negative 1. Does negative 1 equal 1? So 0 is no good, extraneous. How about 12? What's 2 times 12? Plus 1? 25. What's square root of 25? 5. What's 12 plus 4? What's square root of 16? What's 5 minus 4? It works. So x is only equal to 12. Questions, comments, concerns, problems, issues? Sir, thank you. Okay, that's a great question. The question was... All right, guys, sorry about that. The question was if when you're checking and the first one's extraneous, is the other one going to work for sure, guaranteed? I'd say 99% of the time, but I can't say always. But should be, yeah. All right. All right, now we're going to do D. I just ate up a lot of space there, though, so let me just go here, and then let me go here. And all right. And this was a lot easier. Again, the one that I feel is the only challenge is the one where you have two square roots together and then you have a constant by itself, because you got to bring the square root over and then you have to square it. And that's a perfect square binomial, guys. You may want to learn how to do it quickly or do the long way quickly, but definitely know what to do, please and thank you. Okay, so what do I do here, guys? This one's pretty simple. What do I do here? Yeah, you cube both sides. Very good. So, so now I have w squared plus 4w plus 4 equals 2w plus 7. I got to make a trinomial, so I'm going to subtract the 2w, I'm going to subtract the 7. Subtract the 2w, subtract the 7. So I have w squared plus 2w plus 3 equals 0. How do I solve this? I factor it, yeah. Up, thank you. Boom. Pay attention, Moto. Negative 3. So there's going to be w plus 3, w minus 1 equals 0. So using the zero product property, 0 equals negative 3 and 1. Very good. So let's plug it in and see if it works. What's negative 3 squared? 9, okay. Minus 12. Yes. Thank you. What's negative 3 squared? It's 9. Minus 12 plus 4. What's 9 minus 12? Negative 3 plus 4 is? What's square root of 1? Okay, so we have 1. Let's see what that equals. What's negative 3 times 2? And negative 6 plus 7 is? And what's the cube root of 1? 1. So does 1 equal 1? Negative 3 works. 1. 1 squared is? And then plus 4 is? And then plus 4 is? Okay, so I have the cube root of 9. 2 times 1 is? Plus 7 is? So that's the cube root of 9. So they both work. Does that make sense? All right. Now, let's move on. Let's finish up these notes. All right, guys, now the fun part. Now, that was the easy part because that's just application. That's just, I'm sorry. That's just, semantics. That's just learning how to do it. That's mechanics. This now is actual application. Please do not overthink this. Please do not get scared of this. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I think that a lot of students, they look at numbers and letters and words and they go, oh, forget it, I can't do it, without even giving it its proper due. So let's take our time and let me show you that you can and will succeed at this if you give it some effort. The formula for finding the margin of error when estimating population mean is given by the following function. Population mean, guys, is an average of population. Okay, This is used all the time by businesses, by governments, state and local and federal. Okay, there's a lot of uses for this, okay? And the formula is given by E, which is the margin of error. This symbol right here is lowercase sigma. Sigma, S-I-G-M-A. Lowercase sigma is the measure of variability, and Z is the measure of relative position. Okay? Now, they want you to solve this equation for n, the sample size. So n is the sample size, and they want you to solve for this bad boy. They want you to solve for n. So if you guys remember, this was like chapter 2 or 3. We did something called literal equations. And when we solved literal equations, we were solving an equation filled with variables, and we were solving it for one particular variable. So the same thing's going to happen here. I want to solve for n. I want n all by itself on one side. How do I get n, which is in a square root, out of the denominator? First off, how do I do that? Very good. Multiply by square root of n over 1 to both sides. So this is going to be square root of n times z equals z times sigma. Is everyone with me so far? Because these guys cancel right here. Now, to continue getting n alone, what do you think I would do? Very good. Thank you, my brother. We're going to divide by the margin of error here. Now I have the square root of n equals z times sigma over e. And last but not least, gentlemen, how do I solve for n? Thank you, square both sides, because you get rid of a square root by squaring both sides. So n will equal z times sigma over e squared. And that's A. Now that you found n, for B it says find n when E is 3, sigma is 12, and Z is 2. Please, do not plug it back into this equation and solve that way. The whole point of this was to solve for n so that now when you have your E, your sigma, and your Z, you can find n easily by just plugging it into that formula. So let's do that right quick. I want to find n when Z is 2, sigma is 12, and E is 3. Order of operations states, what do I have to do first? Everything inside the parentheses, thank you. So 2 times 12 is, divided by 3 is, and 8 squared is 64. So n, my brothers, is 64, and n, of course, is the sample size. That's the amount of people that they surveyed to get this data. As ugly and complicated as it may look, was that really that bad? Be honest. No, man. Don't be afraid. You guys are good. If you're grinding it out, you're going to get this, I promise. You good with that, Baba? Thank you, my brother. Sir, I had a question, my man. May I continue to the last one? Thank you, gentlemen. Here, find the length of x for the given right triangle. Okay. Now, first of all, you guys have seen this before in geometry. You saw it in Algebra 1, and we've seen it here before as well. If I have a right triangle, how do I solve this right triangle? What's the name of the formula? Pythagorean Theorem. Very good, my brothers. Remember that the Pythagorean Theorem states that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Where? C is the hypotenuse, thank you, and either leg can be a or b. Beautiful. So this is x squared plus 10 squared, which is going to be 100, good job, equals 26 squared. You're on fire, kid. So x squared plus 100 equals 676. minus 100 is 576. So x squared equals 576. And then the square root of that, x would equal 24. Fantastic. Bada bing, bada boom. Does that make sense? Questions, comments, concerns? All right. Thank you, guys. Hope you learned a lot. God bless you. Let's start our homework now together. Thank you.